Welcome to Speak Your Mind, where influential voices share their thoughts on education, languages, and communication skills.
Speak Your Mind. The shifting landscape of international education. Are stricter immigration policies worth the cost? By Dejan Trkovic.
International education has long been a pillar of cultural exchange, economic growth, and global cooperation. Yet, recent trends indicate that major study abroad destinations are tightening their student visa regulations, sparking debate about the potential consequences. Governments in Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, the United States, and even Germany have either implemented or proposed new measures to limit the influx of international students. These changes come amid growing concerns about immigration, public services, and geopolitical instability, raising questions about the long-term impacts of such restrictive policies. Canada. Implementing student visa caps and straining the system. Canada, traditionally a popular destination for international students, has started implementing stricter measures to control the influx of foreign students. In February 2024, the country introduced a cap on student visas to better manage the number of international students entering. The government recently announced further limits, reducing the number of study permits to 437,000 in 2025. Currently, Canada aims to approve 485,000 study permits, so this represents a 10% reduction. Starting in 2025, students in master's and PhD programs, who were previously exempt from the cap, will now be included. This policy change is part of a broader effort to address concerns about housing shortages, pressure on public services, and overall immigration control. Previous restrictions include measures like barring the spouses or partners of international students enrolled in undergraduate programs from obtaining work permits, which has discouraged many from applying. These caps have already impacted international student numbers, contributing to rising visa refusal rates, particularly for students from countries like India and Nigeria. For example, the number of study permits granted to Indian students dropped by 85% in March 2024 compared to the same period in the previous year. These changes could have significant economic repercussions. In 2022, international students contributed approximately $23 billion to Canada's GDP. A reduction in their numbers could not only affect the higher education sector but also have a ripple effect on industries such as housing, retail, and tourism that benefit from international student spending. Australia. Stricter controls and economic risks. Australia, another leading study abroad destination, is following a similar path. The government has announced plans to cap overseas enrollments to 40% of total university enrollments starting in 2025. This cap is designed to manage population growth and alleviate pressure on housing and public services. However, these measures could undermine Australia's economy, which heavily relies on international students as a significant source of revenue. International students contributed nearly a quarter of Australia's GDP growth in 2023. By capping student numbers, Australia risks losing billions in revenue not only from tuition fees but also from sectors like tourism, hospitality, and retail that benefit from international student spending. Critics argue that these policies might stifle Australia's growth and innovation potential, making the country less attractive to the global talent pool. United Kingdom. The cost of visa restrictions. The UK has also seen a tightening of immigration policies, including the removal of rights for most international student dependents to accompany students. This policy change has led to a significant drop in student visa applications, with a 16% decrease recorded from July 2023 to July 2024. International students have traditionally been a vital part of the UK's higher education sector, contributing an estimated £41.9 billion to the economy in the 2021-22 academic year. With fewer students arriving, UK universities face financial uncertainty, and the broader economy could lose out on billions in revenue. United States. Long-standing immigration challenges. The United States has had more stringent immigration policies in place for several years, making it challenging for international students to obtain study visas. Higher visa refusal rates, stricter regulations, and extended vetting processes have already impacted the flow of international students. Despite being a leading destination for higher education, these barriers could deter potential students, impacting the diversity and economic benefits that international students bring to American campuses. Furthermore, the U.S.'s immigration policies reflect broader geopolitical and political dynamics, including concerns about national security, economic competition, and anti-immigration sentiment. These factors contribute to a less welcoming environment for international students, which could have long-term implications for the country's standing as a global leader in education and innovation. Germany. Subtle changes on the horizon. Germany, known for its strong engineering and technical programs, has been more discreet in its approach to limiting international students. While there are no explicit caps, growing concerns about resource allocation and maintaining education quality suggest that stricter measures may be considered. Any move to limit international student numbers could impact Germany's reputation as a top study destination in Europe, affecting its ability to attract and retain global talent. The influence of geopolitics and anti-immigration sentiment. The recent shifts in international student policies cannot be seen in isolation. They are closely linked to the volatile geopolitical landscape, rising anti-immigration sentiment, and domestic political pressures. Countries are increasingly prioritizing national interests and security over international collaboration and cultural exchange. This inward turn is driven by concerns about population growth, public service capacity, and job competition. However, these policies risk undermining the long-term benefits of international education, including economic contributions, innovation, and soft power. Conclusion. Are we sacrificing the future for short-term gains? The recent measures to curb the influx of international students raise critical questions about the future of global education and international collaboration. While controlling immigration and managing public resources are legitimate concerns, the broader implications of these policies must be carefully considered. Are we prepared to sacrifice the significant economic, cultural, and intellectual contributions that international students bring? Could these restrictive measures ultimately make countries less competitive on the global stage, as they lose out on talent, innovation, and soft power? As governments continue to navigate these complex issues, it is crucial to find a balance that addresses immediate concerns without compromising the long-term benefits of being a hub for international education. The world stands to gain more from open borders and collaboration than from isolation and restriction. The question remains, are we ready to face the consequences of limiting the flow of knowledge, culture, and opportunity?
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this Speak Your Mind episode, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from Verbalists Education and Language Network, please visit our website verbalistseducation.com or follow us on Instagram at Verbalists. Thanks again, we'll see you next time. Until then, just be yourself, be you, and don't be afraid to speak your mind.